Welcome to Friendeavor, the podcast, the weekly podcast where we explore the highs and lows of friendship with your hosts, Danielle and Kayla.
As we journey through life, our friendships often evolve and change, ebb and flow, and sometimes even come to an end. Danielle and I are lifelong advocates for the power of friendship, and we are here to guide all of us through the many challenges and joys that come with building and maintaining strong, meaningful connections with those around us.
Join us each week as we deep dive into the intricacies of friendship, from navigating conflicts to fostering new relationships and everything in between. With insightful interviews, personal anecdotes, and expert advice, Friendeavor is the perfect podcast for anyone looking to strengthen their bonds with the people they love.
So, whether you are on the go, taking care of chores, or just settling in, get ready to explore the world of friendship on Friendeavor, the podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Friendeavor. I'm your host, Danielle.
And I'm Kayla. Hey.
And I am stoked that Kayla is back in the studio with us.
I know.
She was in Italy, and then just so many things at the end of the year have just, it's been one thing after another.
It really has been.
I mean, you've got all the holiday stuff. I'm about to go travel. You were traveling. Weekends of pre-Christmas and Thanksgiving, all that stuff. It's just been so many things, but I'm glad you're back.
There is no day where there's nothing in our calendar. So it was actually pretty cool. Last week I had a dental procedure that had to be canceled. And so because I had a dental procedure that day, I didn't put anything else in the calendar because I thought I was going to have to recover. Then when it was canceled, I took it out of my calendar and I said, babe, look, there's nothing in our calendar today. It's completely blank.
That's awesome.
It was wonderful.
You should just start scheduling yourself some blank days. Just surprise yourself and just
I know.
I can't do anything on the 17th. Oh, because I have a blank day.
I know. I should.
That would be awesome.
New Year's resolutions.
Well, that is awesome. Well, today we are going to look a little bit at 2024 and 2025.
Yes.
We are going to do a little wrapped Spotify podcast, Friendeavor Wrapped, and then we're going to look ahead to 2025 and see what's on the horizon for us. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Kayla, did you know that now, I hate to qualify this up front because I don't want it to take away from how cool this is, but so at our 2023 Wrapped, we had only had half a season under our belts, right? So 2024 was our first full year of second half of season 1 and first half of season 2. But our listeners increased by 257% in 2024.
Crazy.
Isn't that awesome? So thank you guys.
More than doubled.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yes.
I mean, that 257% represents people who care about what we have to say, and that honestly means the absolute world to us. So we're so glad that you're here and that you are our friends and continue to listen week after week.
Yes.
And hopefully we don't get too rambly or boring. Your favorite episode, and by your I mean you the listeners, because it was the most streamed episode. I think it was 283% more streams
so awesome.
on that one episode than any other, is Monique's first episode back in the spring of 24.
So awesome.
That one just, I mean, I can see why.
Yeah.
I can see why.
She's the best. And it was so interesting, so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very informative. She was talking about traveling with friends and how that can, there can be things that you have to work through. Of course, there's plenty of memories made. So if you've not heard that one, you can go ahead and boost those numbers by going and tapping on that. In 2024, we were introduced to 6 new countries.
Which is so cool. So that's 9 countries in total.
12
countries in total. Wow.
We hit 6 that first in 23 and then
6 more.
6 more.
That's so cool. That's so crazy to think.
I never thought anything that I would do would reach that far. And hopefully, I mean, it keeps growing, but we have a lot of supportive friends who share and who just listen and tune in. And if you've been around Friendeavor since the beginning, back in May of 2021, you can see how it's kind of evolved over the years. And there's been changes. There's been things that have been added. There's been things that have been taken away. I mean, one of our biggest additions was Kayla, and it's probably the best addition that we've had. And so it's just been so nice to watch it grow. And
Yes.
it can get discouraging at times because it's a lot of work. And but I just know that, even like I said, my original vision was, if it helps just one person,
Yes.
it would be worth it.
Yeah.
And hopefully by scaling up the production and moving into a podcast format and all that stuff will help more people than just one. But
Yeah.
you know what, I'm sticking with that original thing, that if even one person helps, it helps them, then it'll be worth it. So that being said, if it does help you, drop us a line from every now and then, so that we can make sure that we are fulfilling our vision and our goal, our mission for Friendeavor.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about me and you, our favorite episodes from 2024. So it can be season 1 or 2, but it has to be within 2024. So do you have one that comes to mind for you?
Yes. I believe it was season 1 though, but it was from 2024. It was Your Friends Aren't Mind Readers, because that was in direct response to a listener suggestion.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, because we weren't, we came up with the topic just based off of that suggestion. So it was like we were talking to the person. We don't know the person, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was a really special episode.
That one was very memorable. I mean, we're not necessarily an advice column like you would see in a newspaper or something like that, but if you ever have just want a second set of ears, like a someone to bounce an idea off of, or get our take on it. We don't claim to be having all the answers, but you know what? We've studied this for a long time, and we have a lot of friendships, and we have a lot of very smart and successful people that we're connected to, that we learn from all the time. And so if we could ever help you in a situation that you're facing, something that you are trying to work through, and you want to get a take, email us, friendeavorpodcast@gmail.com, or you could DM us. Another thing is, if you have an idea for an episode, you're like, you know what, I've looked for resources on this topic, but I can't find it anywhere. If you have an idea, email us.
It's like making it custom.
Yeah, exactly. Customize your podcast to fit. We have tons and tons of ideas, and we're not running out of ideas. But if there's something that you'd want to hear, obviously we would love to cater it to what you want to learn about.
Yeah, and it's also nice to just have a third party's input.
Yeah.
Like, you should have like friends that you're connected to, or a spouse, but those are likely all people who are personally connected to the situation you're dealing with.
Right.
And they have a say in it too. And it's just nice to get a third party who is not personally invested in the situation, but can just be like, oh, well, maybe call you out, or maybe confirm your suspicions about that other party, or whatever.
And they don't necessarily, or the people that you're connected to might think the same way that you do.
Yes.
So you might think differently than us. You could present a alternative opinion or an alternative viewpoint to something that we've talked about that we've never considered, and that we would be learning from you. And
absolutely,
we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. My favorite episode 2024 is probably, and this is no surprise. And if I gave it a lot more thought, I could probably find like one that we like you said was unique or whatever. But my favorite episode from 2024 was Monique's second episode. Even though that did not do the numbers. That did not do the numbers that the first one did.
Fun.
It was fun. It was so fun. I mean,
we had to pause it every 5 seconds.
Okay. So not only did we have it in 2 episodes because it was so long, there was one segment I could not get through. I couldn't get through it. I was losing it. Literally, she would open her mouth to say something, and I knew what she was about to say because we had tried to say it so many times. And she had told us the full story at dinner before, because, obviously she edited it for decency's sake for the podcast, but she had told us the whole story at dinner, and I knew what was coming. And literally, it was probably 5 times. It was probably 5 times.
Oh, yeah.
We had to stop. We had to stop the recording. I lost it.
And poor Monique was like serious every time.
Oh, and she was so serious. She was so ready. And she was she was handling it so well because she wanted to make sure that no one's feelings got hurt. And she wanted to make sure that she did it right.
Yes.
But I couldn't keep it together.
Probably so annoyed.
She was probably so annoyed. I couldn't keep it together. That is the hardest I have laughed when recording in ever. Again, I've been doing some version of the recording, either videos or the podcast since 2021.
Yeah.
And that episode just, I mean, I want to laugh right now just thinking about it. I don't usually go back and listen to us because, you know, after editing and recording, like, I'm very familiar with what we said.
Yes.
But that one and the one with the sisterhood, that's my second favorite one.
Yes.
Because, again, we just had so much fun and we laughed. And when I go back and listen to the sisterhood one, I laugh some more. But I'm also like, oh my gosh, I did not edit this correctly. If you listen to, like, the first 5 minutes, I have this repeat line in there because I had cut it off and I forgot I had said it. But I was so distracted because I was with my best friends. And so I was like, people understand, like, they know what I was saying, all right, let's go introduce ourselves, blah blah blah, and we start laughing, so I cut it, and then when I had restarted it, I said, okay, let's go around and introduce ourselves.
That's hilarious.
So hey, that's when you know that this is authentic.
Yeah.
And we are not putting on, you know, trying to piecemeal together a show for you, because when you listen to Friendeavor, we want you to think that you're hanging out with us.
Yes.
Like, you're on the couch hanging out with us, you have your own mic, which eventually I would love to do long term, is have a physical studio where people can come in and just hang out. But yeah. So those are my top two. Monique's second episode, because it was just hysterical, nonstop laughter. I learned a ton, you know.
Oh yeah.
In that episode, hopefully you did too. And then the sisterhood one again. Just a nonstop party.
I know. There have only been like a couple instances where I've had to edit one of our episodes. One of them was when I recorded with my friends, the lessons learned over 10 years of friendship. And when I was editing it, it was so funny. I was like re-listening to it. I was like, first of all, yes. I was like, first of all, there are some parts where I'm glad I'm in control over this because I sound dumb and I'm cutting it. So, but then secondly, just hearing the things we said off air, because, well, we recorded it, but I cut it.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
Yeah. And remember, okay, this is another thing that I died laughing about when I was re-listening to the Monique episode, was she's telling this one story about this godly dressmaker, and she said the person's name. But she mouthed it. She was mouthing it, but she like mouthed it like this. Like, we could hear, the microphone picked up what she said. And so I had to stop it and edit it out and go back in. But then we told the people that she had said the name, and so I had to edit. And so I'm just losing it over that, because I totally forgot she like mouthed it to us, but like mouth whispered it. So those are some
I'm a godly dress wearer.
Those are some fantastic moments from 2024.
Yes.
2024 was a fantastic year, but now let's look ahead to 2025. I have a lot of things I want to do with Friendeavor, and life is just, you know, I got a lot going on in life. Mm-hmm. But I'm this is my thing. This is what I want to keep doing, right? But we would be remiss if we didn't give you guys some updates and cast a little vision for what we wanted to see happen in 2025. For myself, obviously, you guys know I'm a teacher, full-time teacher, and I am now also an assistant librarian at a university. Yes. And then after, thank you, after they offered me that job, like 3 weeks later, they offered me an adjunct teaching position. So now I'm starting 2 new jobs, plus regular work and Friendeavor. So,
which means she's going to be working nonstop.
Pretty much.
Sun up to sundown.
Pretty much. I logged off of work yesterday and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to lay down for a few minutes. And I opened up my computer to check something, and I had 4 emails from the dean and the vice president of academic affairs. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I have this job now. I've totally forgot. So I got out of my bed after I was going to lay down for like 30 minutes before I cooked dinner. And I just came back over to my desk and switched computers from my regular work computer to my personal computer / my new work computer. And
it'd be like that.
Friendeavor is not going away by any stretch of the imagination, but I got a few more things on my plate now, and so do you.
Yes. So in 2025, I'm going back to school.
Woo!
Yes.
That is exciting.
I'm going after my bachelor's in marketing, so it's gonna help me with Friendeavor, and it's gonna help me in other areas. So that's exciting. Also taking more intentional steps to develop my ministry. So lots of exciting new things coming in 2025 for me as well.
Yeah, we're really excited. All of that being said, again, we don't want to just leave you hanging or anything like that. Friendeavor will continue, but you might notice a slight reduction in podcast episodes. We'll probably be only going down to 3 a month instead of every single week. So that in 4-week months you would just have 1 less, but in 5-week months you would have 2 less. And that's for a number of reasons, but again, not the least of which is that Kayla is taking on a new challenge and I am taking on a new challenge. Another thing is that because of our new schedule, Kayla might only be popping in probably about 1 time a month to record. So you will hear me a few more times in solo eps, but to make up for it, because I love you guys, I am scheduling way more interviews. So the goal is to have 1 solo episode a month, 1 episode with your fantastic duo, me and Kayla, and then me and someone to interview. So you'll have some fresh voices, some new content. And it's not that Kayla doesn't want to be a part anymore. It's just we're in a very intense season of growth and development. Yeah. And we love Friendeavor. So again, we're not going to let anything happen to it, but we are going to have to adjust our schedules accordingly in order to still bring you the best content, even if it's not the most content. We're looking for quality content rather than quantity at this stage. But yeah, I mean, that's our vision for 2025. And to make up for that missing piece, my goal is also to start putting out the short videos again on YouTube. So you'll see those come back up as soon as I can figure out a shooting space. My studio / room has changed a little bit since the last time. So logistically, I got to figure out some things with that. But again, that's our goal, is to still bring you quality content that is meaningful and just different formats and as often as our new schedules will permit us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're excited. Obviously, these changes mean we're putting out episodes less frequently, but the quality will probably be better because the quantity will be less.
Yeah.
And we're going to have more interviewees, so that'll be fun. So it'll be lots of changes, but hopefully very fun.
Yeah.
So let us know your thoughts.
And if you have someone that you would like to hear from that we may have not heard of, or thought of, or someone that you think has got a lot of wisdom to share, because I know that in some areas the platform is not as big. So you're like, hey, I think that my youth pastor's wife is really knowledgeable. I think that she's got a lot of wisdom. Send us her name. Ask her first before you do that. And, maybe that's something that she's interested in, we're interested in, and we can have a pre-meeting to see if that's something that would work and if it would fit. But just to kind of expand the horizon, right? Like Friendeavor is all about creating and strengthening relationships, particularly within the body. So if there's people that we can meet through this platform, we would love to. Yeah. If there's people that you want to help give a leg up, well, shine a light in their direction. Email us, friendeavorpodcast@gmail.com. All right, Kayla, to wrap up our final episode of 2024, we're going to do a Would You Rather Rapid Fire Christmas edition. Are you ready?
Yes.
So I know you're not a fan of absolutes, but just gut reaction.
Okay.
What do you think? Would you rather receive 20 small presents or 1 big present?
20 small presents. If they're all from different people, that's so special.
That, and the unwrapping is like, you don't know what you're about to get. So yeah, yes. I agree. That would be mine too. Would you rather meet Frosty the Snowman or Buddy the Elf?
Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Me and my dad saw that the musical. Yeah. Yes. 2 weeks ago it's at the Round, the UC Davis Pavilion. It was so interesting seeing it at that context because there's no backstage, so they use the aisles. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
That's crazy. No.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen the outside.
Yeah, so the stage is in the middle and there's no backstage. The backstage is where people come in at. So they use the aisleways for acting, for running up and down. It's kind of chaotic, honestly, but it was cool.
Wow.
Would you rather have no Christmas or no birthday? Oof, that's really hard.
I'd rather have no birthday.
I would too. Christmas is just magical.
Yeah. And it's a month long.
Would you rather meet the Grinch or Ebenezer Scrooge?
The Grinch.
The Grinch. You would snatch your Mickey snowman ears right off your head and throw them across the room.
Frosty and Ebenezer Scrooge are classics.
They are classics.
But I don't know. I just love Buddy and the Grinch.
I think I would rather meet Buddy the Elf, yes, but I think I might want to meet the Ebenezer. Yes. Because I don't know. I feel like I bet he would smell better than the Grinch. The Grinch, he can't cancel that again. So, would you rather receive 11 pipers piping or 12 drummers drumming?
Ooh, 11 pipers piping.
Really?
I told Brett if we have a kid and they want to learn to play the drums, I might not let them. No. Okay, if they really want to learn to play the drums, they would maybe have to go to Grammy's
their
house.
First birthday gift is going to be from me.
Oh, absolutely not.
Boy or girl. Boy or girl. Would you rather be one of Santa's reindeers or one of his elves?
One of the elves. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Reindeer, you just have to, you only have to work one day a year.
Yeah.
The elves probably have to work longer, I would imagine.
But they probably get employee benefits. Like hot cocoa and stuff.
Yes, that is so true. All right, 2 more. All right, would you rather wrap 100 presents or write 100 cards plus stamp and mail them out?
Oh. I think cards are very meaningful. I hate wrapping. But it would be more work to write the cards, I think, but it would be more fulfilling. Okay. So yeah, writing cards.
I like wrapping gifts. I actually find it enjoyable. You set up something, like YouTube or something to watch while you're doing it, and it's just get those fine lines and and all that stuff. I like it. Yeah,
that's nice.
My hand cramps at the thought of writing one, let alone addresses and stamps.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, last one. Are you ready? Would you rather have candy canes for legs or chocolate for fingers?
Oh, so your fingers melt?
Let's say in this universe that they don't melt.
Okay.
You just have chocolate fingers.
Okay. Chocolate fingers?
Why?
Well, I don't know. I can lick them. I like chocolate better than candy canes.
And if you like your hot chocolate, you could just knock your finger over it. That's disgusting.
So gross.
I think I would rather have candy canes for legs. I think that would make a cute clip clop sound.
A clip
when you walk.
Yeah.
And the hooks, you could kick out and hook someone and grab their leg and make them fall down.
If I could sell for 3 people. If I could hook 3 people.
Oh my gosh, yes. If I could hook 3 people, that would be a great one. All right, everyone. Well, that is 2024 wrapped and 2025 vision. If you have questions, again, comments, thoughts, suggestions, you can email us or DM us. We are super looking forward to 2025 and all the challenges and all the fun it has to offer. And we are really grateful that you decide to even stop by week after week. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening, and have a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Friendeavor the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you enjoyed today's content, leave a review and share with a friend. You can find the show notes on our website, www.friendeavor.net, and in the description of this episode.
Friendship is a journey. It's an endeavor. We'll see you next time on Friendeavor.